Hey guys, it's Brian and welcome to Excess Motorworks. So hey, it has been an extremely long time since I posted on my channel, and for good reason, and I apologize ahead of time. You see, we ran into a number of problems with the project and really kind of had to take a step back and redo it. So that was not clickbait, by the way. The windshield right there, the lovely Lamborghini Aventador windshield, which is $2,500. Hard to see on the camera, but guess what? It's broken. Why is it broken, Rachel? I
don't know. Why
This is my daughter,
broken?
Rachel. So, Rachel, can you tell the nice folks why my windshield's broken?
Well, I wanted to take pictures with the car, and I sat on it.
All right, that's not what happened. But anyway, what did happen, let's go through what happened. So as you can see, the car right here in its current form, this is actually how we, if you follow me on my Instagram, my Excess Motorworks Instagram account, this is actually how we took the car to the Atlanta International Auto Show. While I was at the International Auto Show, however, it had these nice signs. You see the one up there? A whole bunch of them all over the car. Clearly says, don't touch. Well, somebody decided that wasn't applied to them, didn't apply to them, and they actually touched it, actually pulled on the frame that held up the windshield, and the windshield fell down and broke. So I'm out $2,500. That's only one of the things that I'm out money on. Unfortunately, also, with the economy being as it is, I kind of had a little bit of a job discrepancy with my cash coming in and my cash going out. So it also meant I couldn't buy another $2,500 windshield. That was, again, so that was problem number one. Let's go ahead and discuss all the problems and what we're going to do to solve some of them. We haven't even got all the solutions just yet. So the first one is the windshield. You can see here, this looks very, very similar to Lamborghini Aventador windshield. It is a little skinnier, but it's just as long and just as wide up top, a little not as wide at the bottom. This is actually out of a 2006 Honda Civic Coupe. So that's actually going to work out real well for us. We like the lines, we like the profile. That took a long time to find that windshield. Went to the junkyard, actually purchased a couple of windshields as tests. They didn't all come up and didn't line up properly. So this was as close to the Lamborghini Aventador windshield as I could get and sticking within my budget, which is $100. All right, brand new, safe light. Okay. So other changes around the shop. You'll notice, you probably saw some people walking in the background. Anthony, you've probably seen Anthony before, and we'll actually bring him on the camera here just shortly. He's actually moved into the place over there. He sleeps under the bench, I think. I'm not exactly sure.
He's right there.
No, that's not Anthony.
Yeah, he's right there.
No, that's oh, Anthony's way over there,
yeah.
And that's Rashad. We'll get to Rashad too. You've seen him on the channel before. We'll actually link to Rashad's channel. Anthony, he doesn't have a channel, but he's doing some phenomenal work. Actually has a paying customer, which is better than I can say. So he's doing some infused carbon fiber work. We'll look at his stuff that he's got going on. Really pretty cool. If you've seen my 5-axis CNC machine, that's what he's using to make a whole car body panel for this specialty car. Pretty cool. And then we got Rashad. You saw him waving back there. We'll bring him on a little bit too. Rashad, since we've actually spoken, he's actually gotten a job in the field of vehicle electrification of vehicles, drive components. So, you know, the actual Tesla motors, that kind of stuff. So he's going to be doing a lot of stuff, and we'll link to his channel. He's all over the damn place. I mean, hopefully he sticks around. He's kind of electrifying everything. I don't know. Probably shock himself. So anyway, as we said, this is Rachel, and she's going to be on camera as well. She's home from college for a couple months and be hanging out with us, and so you'll see her. But without further ado, so we've got the windshield problem solved. Still haven't emotionally recovered from my $2,500 problem, but we're going to move on. So let's go ahead and take the other look at the other problems we've actually had with the car. Well, problem number 2 is right back here. There used to be a lovely Chevy Volt battery pack in the tune of $1,000. Well, that was an old battery pack and it blew up. So lucky for us, it actually didn't catch fire, but when I mean it blew up, it was not pretty. So we're actually down one battery pack. We still have 360 or throughout 360 volts. We were always going to have 360 volts. We were just going to carry 2 packs instead of one. So we probably right now only have a range of probably only 20 to 30 miles, especially considering how we plan on driving this car. So again, we're going to be trying to figure out what to do about that, come up with a creative solution. We may end up actually just making our own battery pack. or we're in talks to some people too that are currently in the process of coming to market with some batteries and some technology. So we'll hopefully see if that kind of pans out for us. So anyway, we did have the motor spinning. It's not in the car right now, and that's actually problem number 3. Problem number 3, right there. Oh wait, not Rashad. He's not problem 3. Problem number 3 is the Tesla motor. Oh, wait a second. Rashad, that's the top secret part. Get it out of here. All right. So problem number 3 is the Tesla motor. What happened was I originally had designed it to run basically flipped up. And that was going to be fine, but the oil pump then would need to have a special return and basically tap the case and so forth and so on. I opted not to do that. So what we're going to do instead is actually make a modification to how the actual cradle works, and we're going to run the motor still the same way, where the pumpkin goes forward, or the motor goes forward, but we'll actually run the motor constantly in reverse. To do that, there's an actual oil pump change that needs to occur within this housing. So we've got that in order. Unfortunately, with the coronavirus outbreak, we're kind of waiting for that part, and it's coming from the UK, so it's going to take us a little while. The other problem is also related to the actual transmission here, is this diff. It's an open diff, and we want to get a diff from Quaife, but the same problem. They're in the UK, and they can't ship to us right now. We opted to go ahead and start welding it up. We're just going to weld it up so we can get some testing done. We want to put this thing on a dyno and see what we can come up with for as far as numbers go, and we will be sharing those in the future video. So those are the problems. We've tallied up. We're basically more than a couple $1,000s in the hole, but we're starting to slowly work our way out of that problem. As I said, the windshield, the battery, and the diff, and the oil cooler. So we'll get those things on camera as they come in, and we'll get these things put back together. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and kind of talk to you about the plan. Now, what are we going to do to get us all the way whole again? So let's go ahead and go through some of that activity, as well as some of the other projects we got going on in the shop. So we got Rashad's project, we got Anthony's project, and just kind of give you a general shop overview, because you'll definitely see in the videos a lot of activity, a lot more than previously. We're still a hobby shop. Well, some of us are hobby shop. Anthony's trying to make a living at this. But anyway, we'll keep you posted. And like I said, let's go ahead and move along and go ahead and see the next part of the project. So I really want to get my project back on track. And the only way I can think about doing that is to utilize a donor car to a certain degree. So what I've gone and done is purchase this 2006 Honda Civic Coupe. Primarily, I want to basically try to salvage the A-arms or A-pillars here with the firewall connection here. So obviously you saw the window that we're using on my car. If I can actually graft these parts in, that's going to save me a lot of time. This rake is almost what I want it to be. I think it has to go down maybe just a couple more degrees, so I can just put a little relief cut there. The added benefit is hopefully I can also utilize the doors, specifically the door openings, door jambs. The door is actually very large in this car, and it'll actually make it pretty useful if I can actually salvage that, because then obviously I got seals. I can use the original factory Honda seals for this, and I don't like the top though. I won't be keeping this. This glass probably is going to get replaced obviously too, and we'll go up just a little bit more probably. But more to come on that. Hopefully I can actually utilize the whole thing. I don't think that's going to work though. So in the next episode, what you're going to see is me cutting this thing up and kind of mocking it on. We'll actually use the gas frame since we have that available. The electric one obviously has a lot of batteries and stuff on that, and with this metal, I'm probably just going to use the gas frame to make my life a little safer. Yeah, so that's gonna cover kind of. You'll see that as in the episode coming up. We'll cut this up and see how it looks. So let's go ahead and jump over to the other part of the shop where I've got Anthony and his stuff, and we'll see what he's got going on. Like I said, this is the other end of my shop, and if you've seen some of the videos, that's my 5-axis CNC machine back here. Anthony's been running that for a little bit now. He's been doing some phenomenal work. This is crazy stuff. So didn't know you could probably do this in a home hobby shop, really. So Andy, tell us what you got going on here.
This is a project here. These are 2 molds for a company called Corso Concepts, and they are making a reverse trike using a Hayabusa motor. So basically, they sent me some CAD files, and we went ahead and used this machine. We cut them out of foam, and then I hard-coated them, waxed them, and then pulled parts. So here's one right here. Pull out a mold for you. This is just a prototype part, So it comes out and it's rapid prototype pretty much. So as you can see, there's a little rough texture on this part. We haven't done any finishing work on it. We'll do the finishing work after, trim it, all that stuff. It'll go to him. He'll mount it to his chassis, do final body work and paint. And then once everything, all the whole body's done and fitted and painted, then ship it back and we'll make final composite molds off of that. But
yeah, the final composite molds are much more like what you got going on here with this, right?
This is the engine whip for the Toyota MR2 that's in process right now. As you can see, I'm doing some little touch-up work on it, and the finish is not quite there. That's just epoxy resin right out of the mold right there. So what I gotta do next is I gotta get that epoxy top coat broken down a little bit with some sandpaper, and then I'm gonna do a UV top coat on top of this. So then when it goes on a customer's car out in the sun for years, it doesn't fade, it doesn't yellow, and it'll have a nice depth of clear coat on it.
Yeah, so here is an example though. This is extremely rigid, kind of hard to tell on the picture camera. This has been infused, vacuum infused part that's actually made here. And so it's only now, but this is what, getting close to 4 pounds. Yeah. The original was about 16 pounds, so quite a bit of weight savings. Yeah. This is actually how we will be making the molds and stuff for the car. And the car will be basically carbon fiber. Probably not going to have it raw carbon, or probably not going to have it high quality carbon, not close.
Clear, you know, like exposed carbon.
Yeah, I'm not going to have it exposed. Go ahead and paint it. It's a lot of work to get it to a complete exposed carbon fiber state. Yeah. Really, we just want the lightweight with the weight savings on that.
And this was manufactured using the CNC machines. These parts were trimmed with the CNC machine. The openings were trimmed, everything. All the bolt holes and the mounting that's behind this thing, everything was done with CNC. So it's very highly precision for an older car.
Flip it around. So you've got these holes here, the mounting holes, right? And they line up without a problem. So anyway, if you guys are interested in any of that kind of stuff, or if you know somebody who's actually doing that, we are actually taking some projects on now. We worked for a long time, and we probably start taking, we can't take a lot on, we're very, very small, but if you're looking for something, this guy actually, of course, actually found me on my YouTube channel and saw my machine and said, hey, can we do this? And we're like, well, sure, we can do that. But no, in all honesty, Anthony's actually gone to school for some of this type of work, so it does have some background in it. So it's not just a complete joke, as I sometimes do. So
we actually finished a front end and some other pieces for him already and shipped them to him. So Brian will post a screenshot of that on here to show you what these pieces will look like in another couple of weeks when we do all the finishing work before we send it out to him. Correct,
yeah. So you'll see some of that on the channel. Obviously, if you're wondering what he's doing in the background, we're either going to be working on this car or some of the other projects. So last but not least, we got my friend Rashad, Wild Man Rashad, that's what we call him around here. So as long as he doesn't electrocute us, we'll be doing all right. So let's go ahead and take a look at what Rashad's project's doing. We got my friend, the Wild Man Rashad, and this is his creation. So why don't you tell us what we got going on, man?
Yeah, so guys, so on my channel, I specialize in electric bike conversions, rebuilds, the whole 9 yards with bikes. So if you like bikes, check out my channel, Invoke Performance. And this is my latest creation. This is the budget bike build that I'm doing. Got this frame for $50. And then I have a ME 1003 motor with an All-Trax SR 72400 controller. And this is my budget build. So if you want more information on this crazy motorcycle, basically, I'm going to be doing 2 iterations, the budget build, and I'm going to be doing the super high performance version with the same chassis. And I'm trying to compete with a 1000cc super sport bike. So here's all the progress I have so far. And yes, it does work.
Alive!
It's alive!
So what is that, 72 volts?
Yeah, so this runs at 72 volts. I'm going to be using Chevy volt batteries, the same as what we were using in the car. And I'm just going to be cranking a lot of amps into this until I blow it up. Then I'm going to upgrade it to a more powerful AC motor, which is going to be absolutely insane. Then we're going to have a race between my bike and the car once we get it.
I'm going to win.
No, guys, post in the comments below who do you think is going to get it. Because I'm telling you guys, I'm throwing maximum power at this thing.
All right, so I will put a link to his channel in the description. All right, so that's going to wrap it for this episode of XS Motorworks. And on behalf of myself, Rachel, Rashad, and Anthony, if you like what you saw, please consider subscribing.
And Penny.
And Penny's here too, so don't forget Penny.
Penny, guys.
All right, guys, take care. Until next time. As always, thanks for watching.